Whoops. Good morning, guys. Welcome to a new pre-market analysis. No daily recap. I know. What a bummer. No. So let's dive into it. And I'm gonna do it a little bit different because I am gonna look into what happened yesterday. But just slightly in a different way, just a little bit faster, because there's just no need for me now to do in detail. And what can we see? Set like I'm looking for these areas. We didn't get there. Other than that, I'm looking for longs below here. We didn't get there. So that's interesting. Well, it's not interesting. It's more like very clear. We didn't get to the high probability areas, which means we didn't get to a trade opportunity. You can see that after we took these previous daily lows, we came deeper into that range. And after that, we had the break here. A little bullish reaction and then a correctional or more slower New York session. Yeah, there's not really much to it. Then we had previous daily lows here. They're already taken by Asia lows. So let's mark that out so we are aware of that. And of course, I don't know why I deleted that one, but we have the previous daily highs up here. And as expected, we would already take out previous week lows instantly. And let's give that another, how do you say it? Like more to it. So it's more visual, more clear. We can now extend this range. That's nice as well. We have a nice form of internal range liquidity for that. The two things we can do here. First of all, we can look for shorts maybe here. Why is that? Well, we're moving down with quite some momentum, which means that we can focus on most recent structures. And I'm gonna zoom out soon because actually we have to do it top down, but yeah, once you know more about price, you don't need to always go top down. Yes. So we get a 50-minute supply zone here. And this one is just interesting as it took that liquidity and gave a push down. And we have that internal liquidity sitting below that. In addition to that, we can see that we have this. No, wow, kind of support and resistance. Oh, my throat hurts. Sorry. Around this area, not really anything, but just over here. So it would be nice to like get above there and use retail traders or support and resistance trade, whatever you want to call it, into longs. Then we give that short from that supply zone. We have Asia highs here. Asia highs. And we got Asia lows down here. We can see that we have this break here. So we took Asia lows, then or previous day lows, then we got that break. Now I want to check if that is similar on this one. Still doing my test over here. Not going that well. Oh, sorry, that's not the right one. Yeah, that one was pretty good. So on, of course, the company broke the lows as well. So that's quite interesting. So then we could say that okay, Asia low or previous day lows are taken. We put low for longs from here. So you want to clean, um, how do you say it? Mm, clean, clean entry confirmation. Sorry. For a trade, one thing though is that we reached into discount pricing here, but because that lag doesn't have that much interrange liquidity, I'm still interested in this 15-minute supply zone. And yeah, this was the break here. So for longs, we have like two areas you can trade from, either this one or below the Asia lows. I would say based on this, wait for the Asia lows. Now this is where we're gonna zoom out because we need to know what's going on here. We have an area over here, just a random kind of area, but it is a valid area as this is the last point before you broke above these highs. It is still from where price is now, it's still 36 pips away, so it's some distance, but we can mark it out, and that could be our next potential area to look for longs from. This one, I'm not really sure. Might wait just for Asia lows, because if you think about it, it's quite not really high probability that we took previous state lows and then got the move in the 15-minute break. But if you look at structure here, you get a high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low, and this just seems to be a return to discount then, to premium pricing, therefore to continue further down. On the other hand, we had that break, we had that grab, and we had that push to the upside. So that's valid, but if you want to wait for like the highest probability, that means a session liquidity point taken as well, in addition to previous day lows. For Asia lows, we take get the entry confirmation here, enter drill, and then look for longs. That would be even better. So for today, I think this is too far away now to look for shorts here today. But if we get there somehow during London, I will look for shorts here. Maybe long here, ideally long below here, and then long. You can see that we're building up some liquidity over here as well. This will be my target, this one. Why? Because this is a leg without any internal range liquidity. This was push up, just reaching into that discount pricing to move further down. But really looking at it, this is now first liquidity point on the upside, and we want to target that. Got some here, but that's just too internal. And this was the last high before, or the highest high before we broke below this low. So it's not really using the structure in a correct way, but I just see it as this, and I might be wrong. And guess what? Who cares? Now, where I thought DXY move up, didn't have the feeling that EU moved down until we reached higher. And we can actually see that my forecast in DXY was quite clean. That's good. Oops. Took out this interrange liquidity, reached into that fair value gap here. 1 hour, it's more visible. That 1 hour fair value gap, probably even the 4-hour one. Yeah, 4-hour fair value gap, and then you got the move. Sorry. Yeah, yeah. So DXY now, did we already come above this high? Nope. So there's two options really. This could be a potential supply zone. Come on. All right, that's about that could be a potential supply. Whoa. Supply zone, but this was Wednesday news, I think. I don't know what it was though. But that pushed down after news, and there's not much liquidity in here. So I'm hoping for a higher pricing on DXY as well. That would line up with EU coming lower. EU coming lower would mean maybe these areas or these areas. So overall, very nice as well. For now, we can see that DXY is following most recent structure. We got Asia highs up here, took out this high, but then again, same story here, following that structure. So that's not a mistake I might make. And that's why I favor longs from lowish low is that we have high, a low, a lower high, and a lower low. So this is just our lag. And probably as soon as we come above Asia highs, we gotta be cautious with our trade if we take it from here. Yeah, so for DXY, a low, a high, a higher low, a higher high. And pretty much same story there, where we can say that this is our internal liquidity, but on the other hand, yeah, on my knees, shit. On the other hand, this is how do you say it? This is the new leg, so it's a bit 50-50 with that. And yeah, you gotta take the gas, I guess. Or you just wait for the highest probability. So you say like, all right, if we reach, oh, I'm gonna do that, by the way. Yeah, I'm gonna do that. If we reach to premium time, I won't look for longs anymore until after shallow or after bullish. So now we have more scenarios. Our first scenario is that we look for a long over here. Our second scenario is that we look for a long from there. Our third scenario is that if we get above here, we don't look for longs anymore here. And we wait for this one to be taken before we look for longs. And our fourth scenario is that if we get here, we wait and we look for shorts here. Or we wait for this one, and then this one. But that's a bit tricky. So especially those first ones is this one, then this one, and my third scenario would be this one for longs, really. Yeah, that will be my three scenarios for longs. And for shorts, we can see there's not much here. I'm not really interested in this area because I see this as liquidity. Might be wrong, might be right, who knows? I don't care. I'm not really that interested as it looks too clean. So I'm only interested in shorts from here or these areas. I don't know what's going on. So yeah, that's it for the pre-market analysis. Of course, it has to line up with DXY. We can see DXY is building up some equals here. Asia low and that low there. Other than that, we can see that we have some sort of a trend line going on. Yeah, and for GU is looking quite nice, but we get a high, a low. Got that reaction here actually yesterday. I didn't look at GU at all. I don't think there was an entry. No, GU didn't give an entry. You can see nice move down. Actually, there was an entry. There's an entry. There's an entry. There's an entry. I think. Let's see. Let's see. We get a high, low, lower high, lower low. We get that bullish break. Here we have a bearish break, so you could say there was an entry like this. But I don't see the early sellers, as this is just bear structure. Oops. This was just bear structure. There's no, yeah, maybe over here, but that's too minor. There's no low that led to a real high on the 5 minute. So we don't have really any early sellers on the 5 minute here. That could lead to that short entry for us. Thing is now what we can do is that we can see that EU or GU now moving on more cleaner on that most recent structure compared to EU. So GU is moving a little bit more clean. We have a high, a low, a lower high, a lower low, and then this is just our new range, and we should line that up with DXY and EU, and then see if we get the move from this range. Other than that, same as on EU. GU is a nice area that sits above here, but we tap into that liquidity came above there, so it's a bit tricky with that with this one today. But we just tag along and see what price gives us. We might actually can maybe look for longs after take this high, and then because then we know where we are in the high time, right? So we have this, then we have this nice supply zone, demand zone over there. You zoom out, you know where it comes from, right? It's not just a random area. It's this first demand zone. Previous lows are taken. Previous daily lows move to the downside now. This is our last previous daily low. This is our last previous daily high. So liquidity wise, I want to see one of them taken out before we move somewhere. Yeah. So for GU, pretty much the same. You could look for shorts here, up here. Although I think GU is moving cleaner, and it's actually valid to look for shorts from above these highs. Got Asia high there, got another high. So we got two highs being taken out, which is nice for Asia because then it works confluence with other things. Asia high. And we have Asia lows down here. So that could be a nice target. So maybe this is a very, very nice valid possibility as well. It moves like this when I'm break further down. Yeah, so EU, these three and shorts from here. DXY has to line up with that. A bit more tricky with it. But on the other, quite similar nonetheless. And for GU, really shorts from here or longs from below these lows. That's it, guys. Catch you guys later.